Where's John at?
I see you.
Yeah, I don't see you.
And I see Melissa.
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm looking to see if I have my. I'm in my office. Let me. Now, can you see me?
There you are.
Now, I clicked my camera on.
All right, that sure doesn't trick.
Thank you. Rescued me.
Oh, you're eating Cheez-Its, I see.
Yep.
All right. Hello? John, talk to me. I'm adjusting.
There.
Huh?
I'm talking to you. Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yeah, I was adjusting the sound.
Where's Bobby?
No camera.
No camera.
Oh. Where's Nat?
Who knows? I see Tara, Ross. Nat's on there. Mike and Megan. And the three of us. Caroline, Amy Dibble, Craig, Kyla, Lance. Yep. But I can't see them all at once, so it limits us when I get, some of them may have their hand up and I don't see them. I have to scroll through the list, which is limiting. Are we ready? All righty. Thank you for joining us for the December 7th, 2021 Coos County Board of Commissioners meeting. First thing we will have is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Which I didn't hear anybody else. Am I muted for some reason? No?
No, we can hear you. I was muted.
Okay, all righty. All righty. First, we'll have citizen comments at the last. So item 3A, presentation of donation to the Devereaux Center by Commissioner Kerbins.
Thank you. I know Tara's on, and I'm hoping she's going to say a few words about what it is that they do. But as you guys know, I spent last year as the president of Association of Oregon Counties. And so AOC has given me a gift, a donation to memorialize my time as president. And I chose to give it to the Devereaux Center. It's a $500 donation. And I will get this to the Devereaux Center today. And I was hoping that Tara could say a few words because I really appreciate the work that they do in our community.
Thank you, Melissa. That's very generous of you. So the Devereaux Center this year so far has served more than 1,200 different individuals. Sometimes a client comes once and sometimes they come every day. So far in 2021, we've served more than 22,000 meals, provided nearly 4,000 showers and 1,000 loads of laundry for our clients, in addition to the towels, et cetera, that are used every day. And then we receive donations from the community that sometimes need laundered before they make their way to the clothing closet that has given away more than tens of thousands of items. So that's just the work that we do at the Devereaux Center on Newmark Avenue. We also have our new kind of capstone project that is 19 shelters that are in Coalbank Village, which is down kind of near the DMV. And the city has approved an expansion. And so we are excited to announce formally, today's the first day that we have 6 more shelters that we're ordering today. And we'll be adding fencing and additional electric. And the costs of that have been underwritten by Advanced Health. So we're very excited to do that. Additionally, we have 2 shelters that are reserved specifically for people who might be needing to leave the hospital because they don't need care, but they still need a safe, dry, clean place to be while their wound heals, or while different aspects of their healing are completed. And so we have 2 additional shelters that are reserved for that purpose. And then we have lease agreements with a couple of different houses that have people living in them that are working on getting their rental history established, or saving money for deposit, different things like that. And we also have another project that is called the Azalea House, and that project will be for mentally ill individuals. And we're still in the process of finishing that. So that's kind of a very, very quick overview of the work that we're doing. If any of you commissioners have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Tara, this is John. How many spaces will there be in the Azalea house?
There will be 5 rooms. So in theory, I guess there could be a couple that would be in a room, making, the maximum occupancy perhaps 6.
And what about counseling?
We will have counseling, case management, and we'll have to work out the details of how that's going to be administered and what it's going to look like. Right now, the building is gutted, and we are working on getting set up to move forward with that.
Okay. So it was really great of you to donate that to Devereaux Center, Melissa. I really appreciate it. Am I speaking loud enough? I can't tell.
You
We can
are,
hear you.
and
Sometimes I'm a little soft.
I see this as a donation from all 3 of us, because I appreciate you guys supporting me. I know being president takes up time that you guys have to fill in for me on other things, and so I'm glad that we're able to support the Devereaux Center. Thanks.
That's an important position you fill, especially for the South Coast.
Thank you very much.
Interesting year to do it.
Who does? County Forester Lance Morgan has his hand up, apparently. Do you have your hand up, Mr. Morgan?
No, I don't.
Oh, well, okay. We'll move on to 3B, request approval to hire Jacob Doherty at step 3, Coos Health and Wellness, Director Rowley. Mike, are you on?
Yes.
There you are.
We are requesting to hire Jacob Doherty for our children's program. He has 8 years of experience providing individual and group family therapy, as well as works with youth and children. He also has experience managing family-driven, youth-guided community services, trauma-informed, and wrapped-around care. Now, I will say that this is tentative unless he finds housing. He is here looking for housing, and if he doesn't find anything, we may lose him.
I move to approve hiring Jacob Doherty at step 3 of pay grade 447 for the position of MHS 2.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Number 18. Moving on to 3C, request award of growing agreement with Forestry. Forester Morgan.
Good morning. So can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Attached are 2 copies of our growing agreement, GR 1-21 with J. Herbert Stone Nursery. to grow approximately 100,000 Douglas fir seedlings. Both copies have been signed by the nursery.
I move we approve awarding and signing the attached growing agreement to J. Herbert Stone Nursery in the amount of $43,000.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion about this?
Lance, are we still able to get some of that high quality seed from Roseburg Forest Products?
Yeah, that's all we've been using for the last 2 or 3 years. That's, yeah.
Any other
Probably
discussion?
too early to tell much about it, but are we getting good growth in little seedlings?
Yeah, we're getting good, real good growth. I mean, survival's been a bit of an issue, mostly because of that drought last year, but yeah, once they take off, they're growing really fast.
Good.
Okay, any other discussion? There's a delay yeah. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Alrighty. 3D, request approval to purchase ductless heating air unit community corrections. Director Krim, or
Good morning.
morning?
Morning, Michael.
Here to ask the board that permission to purchase a ductless heating system, heating and air conditioning. Purchase a DAMA 17 series model FTXB18AXVJU. Be placed in the director's office, my office. Cost of the unit, the pump and outlet is $66.29. Lowest bid was Adcox Heating in Roseburg, Oregon, and we got 3 bids. Source of funding is state grant and aid, Oregon Department of Corrections. Ask the board permission to purchase air conditioning heating unit for community corrections, $66.29 through Adcox Heating Center, Roseburg, Oregon.
I move we approve the purchase of a ductless heating and air conditioning unit for Coos County Community Corrections in the amount of $6,629 through Adcox Heating Center of Roseburg, Oregon.
The
I'll
second
second.
discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Item 3E. Request approval Motorola proposal and master agreement ratify Captain Fabrizio's signature. Sheriff Craig Zanni or Captain Fabrizio? Who's ever on?
It's Sheriff Stanley. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Morning,
can.
Sheriff.
These are like modern day seances. This is a request for Motorola 911 Vesta hardware refresh turnkey proposal for, this is the phone systems and the dispatch center. The support for Motorola 911 Vesta system refresh is $249,321.51, fully funded through the state of Oregon's 911 sub account. The funding source will be from the Oregon Office of Emergency Management 911 program. We're requesting the board approve and allow myself or Captain Fabrizio to sign that agreement.
Okay, motion please.
I move we approve the Motorola proposal and master agreement and ratifies the sheriff's or Captain Fabrizio's signature.
The second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion about this?
It's always nice when the state is paying.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
we
Yeah,
ultimately pay,
we
but
might mention the amount, very nearly $250,000. Good job.
yeah, good job all the way around. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
And can we go back to real meetings soon?
Yeah,
Oops.
Oregon's only one of 5 states that still have indoor masks.
Yeah, well, and I noticed the governor was back east without a mask all over the place. So
Yes, I saw that too. But
We also experienced an increase in the number of COVID, new COVID infections in our county. So we have to keep that in mind.
that's a long discussion. Item 3F, request approval to create and post building maintenance worker position. Director Hagan, but Director Hagan's off
Kyla's on.
family leave, so would you take that, please?
Kyla's on.
Oh, Kyla's on. Okay, Kyla, please. Where's Kyla? I see her on, but
Very unusual, you can't hear Kyla.
You need to unmute, Kyla, if you can hear me. Run your mouse around and it'll put it over the microphone part there on your screen. Got it now, Kyla? Is she up? Does she have a microphone over there?
She may not. I'm happy to go ahead and handle it.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, Director Hagan is out of town on a family emergency. And so the request from maintenance is to open and post an additional maintenance worker position starting January 1st, 2022 at pay grade 413, step 1. The maintenance department has taken on a lot of additional projects, including, coordinating the remodel of the courthouse and taking over maintenance for the fair. And they really need an additional full-time staff member to be able to address projects in a timely manner. They have sufficient funds to cover the additional salary. So with that, I would make a motion to approve, post, and fill an additional building maintenance worker position starting January 1st, 2022.
I'm sorry.
I would second that. And I would add that part of their funding is coming from the fair, who had funded a part-time maintenance person out of their budget. So that's being transferred over, and that revenue flows now into the maintenance department, but it also imposes a greater need for more help from within that department.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right, 3G, request approval for order adopting vacation ordinance VAC-21-005. Amy, maybe?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
You can.
So we're requesting for adoption of order number 21-11-074 PL in the matter of the vacation of a portion of an undeveloped platted alley between lots 13 through 20 of block 19 of the Boise addition to the Marshfield amended 1910 subdivision, Coos County, Oregon.
Okay. I move to adopt order 21-11-074 PL in the matter.
Second.
Thanks.
Second.
Thank you.
Cut you
Any
off.
discussion on that?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. 3H, request approval order adopting vacation 21-006. Amy.
So we're requesting the adoption of order number 21-11-075 PL in the matter of the vacation of a portion of an undeveloped platted alley between lots 1 through 16 of block 2 of the Bennett's Banded Beach Plat A 1906 subdivision, Coos County, Oregon. And I put another Oregon.
Oregon.
I move to adopt order 21-11-075 PL.
Second.
All right, discussion. Hearing none, aye.
Aye.
All righty.
Okay, thank you.
3I, request approval of
Thanks, Amy.
subscription agreements and authorized chair to sign. Council.
Okay, so this is the OTET subscription agreement with Teamster Local 223 for non-bargaining unit employees and road department employees. It's the agreement to participate in the Teamsters health plan.
So have motion?
I move to authorize the board chair to sign the OTET subscription agreements.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 3J, request award of contract for agent of record services for property liability insurance services. Council.
Okay, so the county put out a request for proposals for agent of record to perform property and liability and employee benefit services. We received a number of great responses, actually, and the committee rated the proposal from Able Insurance Agency the highest based on the proposal criteria. Thus, we're recommending award of contract for agent of record services for property and liability services to Able Insurance Agency, and that Essentially, the proposal's the same as the contract we have now, so the rates are going to remain the same. So we'll sit down and look at whether there's anything we need to update in the contract, but it may not need to be updated.
Okay.
A motion?
I move we approve awarding the contract for agent of record series for property and liability insurance services to Able Insurance Agency.
No second?
Second.
Questions? Comments? I assume this went through a vetting process, right?
Correct. We had 4 proposals for this particular category. We had criteria. We had 3 people sit down, look at the proposals, independently rate them, added everything up, and that was how we based our recommendation. So.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Well, I would note it that we've received extraordinary service, in my view, from Able.
I agree.
Okay. Anything else? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. 3K, request award of contract for agent of record services for employee benefits insurance services. Council.
All right, so this was in the same RFP, but we broke it down so we could award 1 or 2 contracts. We're recommending the award of 2 different contracts. This would be the second one for employee benefit services, which would be health, dental, life, disability, those sorts of items. We received 4 responses on this side as well. The committee process that I described rated the proposal of USI Insurance Services Northwest the highest. I will note that that is the entity that we are currently using. And we did negotiate to try to bring down some of the costs based on what we're currently paying. And so I can fill in some of those details. The cost, previously we were on a commission system for health benefits of 1.7%. We've reduced that by 20% and then switched over to a per member per month so that we don't get charged more if premiums go up. It's based on the number of members, and we're having a 20% savings there. So that would, the new contract will be a $21.75 PM for health. It'll be a 1.18 per member per month for dental, which is what it is currently, and then for life and disability, it's just standard commission rates, which is pretty much what everybody would provide in their proposal. So we were able to realize a bit of a savings once we sort of told them that they needed to adjust down for to take into account where they are in the market right now. So.
Okay, so motion.
I move to approve the award of contract for agent of record services for employee benefits insurance services to USI Insurance Services Northwest and authorize county council to sign the final contract.
Okay, second.
I second that, and
Discussion.
yeah, just thanks to county council for negotiating a reduction.
Yeah, good job.
I should ask for 30%, I think, but 20% is pretty good, so we'll stick with that.
What'd you do with the other 10%?
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, okay.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All righty. 3L, request approval to apply for state funding to work with cities to address the homeless issues.
All right, so this is me also. The state has legislation proposed for next year that would create 5 pilot projects with funding for city-county coordination to deal with homeless issues. This is something that actually we've already been doing with the cities of Coos Bay and North Bend and the tribes since 2019. We have worked together on many issues and coordinating services and response and ordinances, because the thing is, Coos County and the city of North Bend and Coos Bay and the tribes are all so closely intertwined that if one of us creates an ordinance, like a camping ordinance, without coordinating with the other ones, then it just causes the issues to be pushed off into the other community or into the surrounding unincorporated areas. So this funding would allow us to create a strategic plan so we could figure out the issues that are the most pressing to work on, and then possibly implement a couple of the solutions. It's a 5-year project. North Bend has already approved working on this. Coos Bay is considering it at their meeting tonight. And this would basically approve us submitting a letter of interest.
I move we approve an application for state funding to work with the cities to address homeless issues.
No
I'll
second?
second. Thank you.
And
Any
I want
other
to thank
discussion?
Melissa for her work on this. She's absolutely right. This is something that we have to have more of a unified approach to. We can't handle it individually by governmental entity. So I think it's a good move, and thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the consent calendar, please.
Move approval.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The agenda items, county council has one apparently.
Yes.
I guess this is a late, so we have to
Yeah,
vote on.
I move approval of 2 late agenda items.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All righty, so Nathaniel. County Council approving resolution 21-12-238L.
Yes. So this is with regard to the national opioid litigation. After years of litigation, there's nationwide settlement agreements have been reached, which would resolve the litigations brought by local governments against some of the largest opioid distributors and the largest manufacturer. There have been discussions. The national settlement agreement requires that the state and the local governments either agree to a default or agree to a split of the settlement, or we have to go under a default plan. The default plan would put 70% of the money into an abatement fund. Instead, the counties and the state are negotiating a interstate allocation, and currently we're looking at a plan which provides for 45% of the settlement funds to go to the state of Oregon for opioid abatement purposes and 55% to the counties and cities. Pretty good allocation based on what we've seen nationwide. Some details of the agreement are still under discussion, but it appears that a rough estimate of how much we might receive is up to 2.7 million over the course of 18 years. Funds will go to certain opioid abatement activities. What I'm asking for is authority to sign the settlement agreements pending resolution of the final issues that we're negotiating, which I view them as more minor details at this point.
Okay. Motion, please.
Yeah, I move to approve resolution 21-12-238L, authorizing county council to execute agreements for Coos County to participate in the proposed settlement of the ongoing national opioid litigation upon resolution of the intrastate allocation discussions with the state of Oregon.
A second.
Second.
All righty. Any discussion?
Thank you for working on this, Nat.
Yeah.
Huge issue.
You're welcome.
All in favor? Aye.
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 All righty. Commissioner Kerbins, do you have one?
I don't.
That was handled in 3L?
Yes,
Okay. All
that was
right.
just the supporting letter for it.
Do we
All right.
need to approve the letter? I failed to.
Sure, go ahead and approve the letter.
Good.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
move we approve resolution, whoops, what am I here? Yeah, resolution 21-12-238L.
Okay, second. We did that before.
Yeah,
We did?
Yeah.
that's the one we just did.
You were just
Oh.
going to approve the letter that was submitted.
Yeah,
We just
that's what
approved-
I was, yeah, I wanted to be more specific.
Approve signature on the letter to the state.
We have a second on
I'll
that
second.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, any discussion about that other than the confusion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All righty. Citizen comments. Any citizen comments? Bobby? You see any hands raised?
I do not see any hands raised. Oh, wait, Rob Acker.
What? Ross Acker has a comment. Please go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Ross Acker. I'm one of the directors at Advanced Health. And I'm also the chair of the LADPC. I just want to let you know that we have reformed, and we would eventually like some time to directly interface all of you to talk about the work we're doing at the committee level.
That sounds good.
Great.
Get a hold of Bobby Brooks and she'll get it on the calendar.
All right, will do.
All right, thank you much. Anybody else want to comment? See any other comments? Don't see any other hands. Commission reports then. Who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
All right, I just want to say first, I'm really pleased that we approved that letter. We don't work together with the cities often enough to submit applications for joint funding. So I think it's exciting that we're doing that on a big issue that affects everybody. I want to congratulate Jo Roll for 20 years with the planning department. She is our planning director and has done a great job. I sent her an email on her anniversary date, but anyway, it's been 20 years. I attended a meeting with Northwest Natural where they talked about their efforts to make more of their energy renewable. They are looking at renewable LNG projects by using biogas, such as the type created by landfills or wastewater treatment plants. And they were just filling us in on their efforts and their plans to make more and more of their energy renewable in the next 20 years. See, I'm trying to read my little notes here. They're tiny. I have a meeting later today of the EPA Local Government Advisory Committee, of which I'm a member. I'm on the Water Committee, and we are meeting to talk about the EPA's efforts over the next few years to improve drinking water and stormwater issues in the United States. Yesterday, I attended the Oregon Business Plan Summit. I attended it virtually this year. I will say it's nice to have that option. You don't get to have the side conversations, during the meeting, but it's nice not having the 4 hours of travel each direction in order to go to a 6-hour meeting. So it was a good meeting, and I think they have it available for replay if anybody else missed it and wanted to watch it. I have attended a lot of Elliott State Research Forest Group meetings in the last month. They are preparing legislation for the short session to potentially move forward the codification of the Elliott State Forest as a public entity that's managed by Oregon State University. I had several CCD board meetings last week, and I also attended the Bay Area Chamber of Commerce business lunch that Senator Anderson spoke at, and it was nice to hear his legislative update. And that's what I've got. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
Commissioner Sweet.
Okay, I'll go next. Shortly after our last meeting, I attended the AOC annual conference in Eugene. I think Melissa was there as well. You forgot that.
I did forget that.
Or are you just trying to forget that?
It was a long meeting.
So, again, I want to give thanks to Melissa for taking on the job of president of AOC. She did just a great job, and I think as a county we should be very proud of her and the job she did and the role she played in the state. So thank you for that. I know it was not easy. A good part of that, while I was there, a good part of that meeting was devoted to forestry issues, specifically the county forest trust lands. That committee also had a meeting there, and we're still working to try to come up with a better management plan for these lands than that proposed by the Department of Forestry, which their plan would take 55% 6% of the acreage out of harvest. Just seems unconscionable to do that, given the need for raw material to help keep the price of housing down, the need for jobs in the rural areas, but it's an uphill battle, a bit discouraging. Going back to the AOC conference, also want to thank Bobby. We participate in the county tasting every year, and Bobby puts this together, and she does a great job. Seem to have a lot of people there tasting and drinking county products.
John,
Yes, ma'am.
we should mention really quick that you got reelected as Forest Trust Lands Vice President and Bob got reelected as the regional representative. So
That's
very exciting.
That's right. And that you've avoided participation in this somehow or another. You set us up and then disappear.
You guys are doing an amazing
You're a
job.
master at that. Delegation.
Apparently she
Very
chose
important.
not to vote to nominate other people and disappear.
Bob, you're the only one that was unanimously elected
Unanimously.
of all the board, to the best of my knowledge. So
Yeah,
you
there's
should be
only
proud of
2 votes,
yourself.
so you forgot to tell that part.
You weren't there. That may have helped.
That's true.
I spent Thanksgiving at my stepson's home in Everett, Washington. Had a nice time up there. Other than it being a long ways away, I broke up my trip home by stopping in Cottage Grove and getting to see the second half of Coquille's victory over Nathaniel's high school, Kennedy, in the state finals. And I left before Marshfield played and won their game. I thought that would make it too late for these old bones to drive safely on home. On the 30th of November, we had our annual business meeting for household hazardous waste. Jessica Johnson has taken over responsibility for that under John Rowe at Public Works. She's doing a bang up job. We've had ongoing difficulty getting a quorum at these annual meetings, so we couldn't officially transact business, but we're able to hang on to the rate that we charge for that service. And I think it comes to each one that has garbage service, it comes in around $4 per year. So it's a very efficient way of dealing with our county's household hazardous waste materials. We had a planning meeting on the 2nd of December, and I don't know how much we should talk about that, but it was a presentation by Bandon Dunes, and it was accepted. Regional Solutions met that same afternoon. And then last Friday, a new timber lobbying group, Oregon Timber Counties Coalition, being established to deal directly with the Forest Service. We have a group that deals with the O&C lands and a group that deals with the state forests, and now we have a group forming to deal with Forest Service issues. Also met that afternoon with a new foundation that's been created in the county, Judith Ann Mogan Foundation. Judith Ann is the sole remaining heir of Al Pierce and has decided to sell off their timberlands and create a foundation capitalized at $40 million. They completed their first round of granting recently and issued about $1,700,000 of grants to various entities throughout the county. That's concludes my presentation.
All righty. Other than the things that we've covered already, I've been working with Senator Merkley, our lobbyist, the Oregon Anglers Association, Steve Ireland, on trying to get the Coal Rivers Hatchery, which is on the Rogue, up and running again. It's been let go down to about 5% of its capacity, which was agreed upon when they put in the dam. So the Army Corps has not kept up with their agreement. So we're working on bringing it back to bring more fish back to Southern Oregon. John and I also participated in a County Forest Trust Land meeting with the Oregon Department of Forestry Commission, which my personal opinion is that the commission and the Department of Forestry still don't get it that we won the lawsuit and they're proceeding with other things that are like the HCP that John mentioned, restricting harvest on about 55% or more of the timberlands. So they're proceeding down this path, which looks like it's going to end up being, unfortunately, more litigation against the state. And they will owe more dollars. They're already at what, 1.1 billion on the lawsuit plus interest, which I don't know what the current amount is, but it must be over 300 million at this point, which they owe the county forest land trust counties. We also, I forget if I mentioned this before, but we had a big win in the federal court in Washington, D.C. on the ONC lawsuit against the Department of Interior and some environmental groups. We finally got a decision on the appeal that was appealed by the feds and the environmental groups after 2 years. We won that one, which was a great win. And we're waiting the second one, which is the one with the inclusion of lands by President Obama of ONC lands into the Cascade Siskiyou National Monument, which shouldn't have happened. It was about 50,000 acres of ONC lands. So now the BLM has to redo their resource management plan called RMP within a year. We'll see how that goes. As you know, the Whopper was rescinded. Various plans for the ONC forest have been rejected because it doesn't coincide with the ONC Act. And this Friday, we will all be attending the Economic Summit at the Mill Casino, starting at 6:30, bright and ugly in the morning. With that, anybody else have anything to comment about? Hearing none, thank you all. We're adjourned. Bye.
Bye, everyone.